The United States Women's Tournament is heating up with some exciting new possibilities, so we'll see what's new there. We'll also check out what's new with a big theory for both brands and more. Starting things off with the latest for Tiffany Stratton and the United States title bracket. Tiffany Stratton recently competed in her first ever wrestling match in front of her home state of Minnesota during the December 6th edition of Smackdown. Up until this point, Tiffany never wrestled in front of her friends and family in Minnesota, so it was a big career night for her. She did not compete in front of them in a meaningless match. She wrestled a part of the tournament for the United States Women's title, and Tiffany did receive some outside help from Candice LeRae as well. Candice and Tiffany have been having this little rivalry in recent weeks about who should really be Nia's right hand. So there's been some tension and issues there, but it was not there during this triple threat match. Candice did legitimately end up helping Tiffany and opening up the door for Tiffany to win this match and advance. So Tiffany got the huge win in front of her hometown crowd and advances to the semifinals for the tournament. And the Women's United States Tournament is down to its final 4 remaining superstars. Bayley and Chelsea Green will meet in their match, with that winner advancing to the finals to face either Michin or Tiffany Stratton. And there's lots of great finals matchups you can make there between those 4 women. There's a lot of fans that are really hoping to see the finals matchup between Chelsea Green versus Michin. That would be a great matchup because it'll be 2 superstars who are extremely hard workers, but have never won the world title gold before in WWE. So being the first ever United States Women's Champion could be a well-deserved honor for either of them. But the biggest finals matchup on paper would definitely be Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton. Bayley has a highly decorated career in WWE so far. She's won every title that's been available for the women to win right now. She was even part of the inaugural Women's Tag Team Champions. So being the inaugural Women's United States Champion is something that fits right in with Bayley's career stat sheet. Something fans have been discussing though is if winning the title would bump Bayley down the card in the women's division. Bayley was just the WWE Women's Champion just a few months ago, so would it be a step back to win the United States title? That was supposed to be a mid-card title. Well, yes and no. Obviously, winning the United States title is a step under winning one of the world titles, but it doesn't mean that Bayley will be locked into the mid-card for the rest of her career. Look at Seth Rollins as a recent example of a similar situation. He was a former world champion that won the United States, but Seth used the United States title to elevate himself back into the world title scene. So that's exactly what Bayley could end up doing here. As for Tiffany Stratton, if she becomes the first United States Women's Champion, there's lots of fun possibilities that could come out of that outcome as well. The obvious one being the clear path it sets up for Tiffany Stratton to become a double champion. Tiffany could win the United States title, and she'll still have the Money in the Bank contract at her disposal. So Tiffany could realistically cash in on a world champion while already holding the United States title. It also seems possible to think that Nia and Candice could end up assisting Tiffany in winning the United States, because Nia is probably thinking that if Tiffany has her own title, that will probably delay her cash in even longer, which Nia would absolutely love. Nia is definitely taking a keep your enemies closer approach to this entire situation going on with Tiffany Stratton. She'd probably be willing to help Tiffany winning the title only if it'll benefit herself and not getting cashed in on anytime soon. Nia even teased Tiffany not that long ago about how Tiffany never pinned Bayley in a match, but how Candice did. So if Tiffany was to pin Bayley in the finals matchup of the tournament, that could be another payoff there and something else for her to throw in Nia's face, if she so pleases. They even had Tiffany Stratton make an appearance at NXT Deadline to tease the possibility of her cashing in on the NXT Women's Championship at any given time. So it looks like WWE is keeping the door open for Tiffany to cash in on the NXT champion, and maybe that'll pay off with Tiffany at least making an attempt at cashing in on the NXT Women's Champion. But ultimately, it does not seem like her actual cash-in will be taking place on NXT. Tiffany has established herself as a top star on Smackdown, with a big story with Nia and Candice. It just wouldn't be logical at all for her to leave all that to become NXT Women's Champion again. So they'll tease an NXT cash-in to keep everyone guessing and on high alert, but it looks like her real cash-in will absolutely take place on the WWE Women's title. But either way, the United States Women's Championship tournament is heating up, and honestly, any of the 4 remaining women in the bracket would make for a great inaugural champion. So it's a win-win no matter what the outcome they go with in this tournament. WWE has gone extremely heavy with the usage of backstage attacks recently on their programming, and there's just so many of those mysteries going on right now all at once. The big one is obviously the Jade Cargill backstage attack. It was brutal, it was violent, no one knows who did it, and there's a strong chance that one of her close friends could have been behind the attack. So that's a real heated situation. But then on Raw, just a few days later, Jey Uso was mysteriously attacked backstage. The only clue with that attack was that Jey was holding his head and neck area, meaning that he could have taken a curb stomp, GTS, or even a Claymore from the attacker. Seth did have a small outburst towards Jey earlier in the night about running back to Roman. So did Seth visit Jey backstage for an attack on top of everything? CM Punk has a little bit of a shaky relationship with Roman Reigns at the moment, so was it him who attacked Jey as a message? And then you have Drew McIntyre, who just returned to take out Sami Zayn on Raw and obviously had bad history with Jey. Sami assumed it was Seth behind the Jey attack, but the end of the show appearance by Drew seems to imply that Drew was behind the attack. But who's to say there isn't another twist out there, and even Jey's attacker could be someone else? Then, right before their tag team championship match, the Street Profits were mysteriously attacked backstage to lose the opportunity to DIY. Obviously, it seems like DIY was behind the attack of the Street Profits, especially considering that DIY turned heel later that night. So did DIY cause the attack on the Street Profits and take their spot in the match? Or is there another twist there too? Fans are finding it suspicious that all these backstage attacks are taking place so close to each other as well, only a few days in between all these attacks happening. So instead of it being all individual cases with each other on the backstage attacks, is it possible that all these attacks could be linked together under one case? We've seen Jade Cargill, Jey Uso, and the Street Profits all go down just days apart. So is this a faction behind all these attacks? Maybe even a couple. We've seen both male and female talent get wiped out from these attacks. Could it be a man and a woman behind everything that's been happening? It's interesting because it's 3 separate cases and situations, but it would be pretty mind-blowing if all backstage attacks were linked together in some fashion for probably the biggest twist and reveal that no one was expecting. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below. Don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.